Hi guys, my name is Zara Stanton, and today I'm going to be talking about C. Wright Mills. A little background: he was born August 28th, 1916 in Waco, Texas, and he died March 20th, 1962 in Nyack, New York. So he's no longer active in his practice, but I do believe that a lot of his ideas and theories are still very prominent in our society today. He got his AB and AM from the University of Texas in 1939 and his PhD from the University of Wisconsin in 1941. And then in 1964, he joined the sociology faculty at Columbia University. And while there, he argued that social scientists shouldn't be just observers engaged in research and theory, but they should assert their social responsibility. He was kind of worried that his peers felt that they failed to affirm any leadership because he believed that they surrendered their responsibilities and they were allowing people that didn't necessarily have the qualifications they had to take these positions of power or these positions of leadership when they weren't qualified to take the positions. So that's a little background on him. I don't know if I said this, he was an American sociologist. He was heavily influenced and applied Max Weber's theories and popularized them. But the theories about the division of labor in the U.S. as well as the impacts of class, status, and power. Mills wrote the book The Power Elite, which is essentially, he refers to the elite as this small group of people that hold a significant amount of power. So like the military, government officials, politicians, basically anybody who has this significant power as well as a certain amount of influence over society. So I can think of a few people in this that could be put in this group, but like anybody who has the power to influence society in a certain way, basically, is who he said are the elites. And he said the elites kind of are the ones making the decisions that shape our society, but more often than not, the decisions they're making don't benefit society. They kind of are just made to benefit themselves in a way, like kind of just they want things done, so they say it could help society, but it's not necessarily doing anything to society. It's just beneficial for them, if that makes sense. And this kind of relates to the class, status, and power, because the people that have such high power and high class and whatever are able to do certain things and have a sway in certain situations that truly only benefit them. Like those that are in the lower class or the middle class or whatever that aren't necessarily considered elite don't really have any power when it comes to these situations like this. So I think that's what he kind of was getting at in The Power Elite. Mills was also influenced and he applied Karl Mannheim's theories on the sociology of knowledge to the political thought and behavior of intellectuals. And I feel like this also kind of ties into Weber's power, status, class theories or ideas, because I feel like to me it kind of means like the people in this elite group have so much power and influence that it kind of pushes people in a certain direction on their, like Mannheim said, the political thought and their behaviors. So I feel like that's what Mills was kind of getting at with that. Something else that Mills is known for is his book, The Sociological Imagination, which is when individuals can really only understand their own experiences and their own personal problems through the context of a larger social, like through larger social, historical, cultural structures. So like when it comes, like an example that I read was like unemployment or divorce, people kind of, they understand that these things are happening, but they kind of blame it on, like they could blame it on the economic status of the world or something. Like it, the, they don't necessarily understand it in a way where it's like it's them. They have to look at it as, or we have to look at it as like it's a societal issue. Like it's not me, it's the world, if that makes sense. Like unemployment, it's not because I was bad at my job. Maybe it was because the economic state of the world. Like if, I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that's what he kind of means by that. And then lastly, something that I read about Mills is that he critiqued modern capitalism, and he said that we as a society, or societies in general, kind of just prioritize profit over people's well-being, which leads to alienation and social inequalities, which made me think of Karl Marx, which we talked about earlier in the semester, and the different types of alienation. It just kind of made me think, like, we as a society are so ingrained and trained, our minds are trained to like want money, power, fame, success, but are we really looking at the well-being of ourselves and others? We kind of are alienating ourselves in ways, like Mark said, and like he's saying, like we kind of put ourselves in these little bubbles and end up being alienated because we thought we wanted one thing, but we didn't actually want that thing, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's a little bit on C. Wright Mills. I hope you learned something new about him. And yeah, thanks.